Hello and welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. That's right, we're doing it. Thank you for joining me once again. It is December the 3rd, new month, 2025. Wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, me familiar, further down south, the United States of America, all 50 states, even Hawaii, Hawaii, still part of the 50 states. That's never mind. Doesn't even matter. The point is all 50 states, and Hawaii is one of them. It's really far though, but nonetheless, the point is further down south, Mexico, South America, Venezuela, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay. No, Uruguay. Over there in Zimbabwe, the Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, over there in Portugal, France, Ireland, Wales, the Welsh people, Switzerland, neutral, hardly doubt it. Where else? Over there, Uzbekistan, all the stands, Kazakhstan, constipated, Finland, over there in Thailand, China, over there in Beijing, over there in Hong Kong, Taiwan. You get it. North Korea, Cuba, friggin' over there, Antarctica, all around the world, underwater, in a boat, in a submarine, in a flying jet, in a flying saucer, orbiting the Earth, over there, in outer space. What are you doing? Thank you for joining me once again. Thank you. If you just finished ejaculating all your wife's face, congratulations. Sit down, relax. And likewise to the femme fatales out there, if you've just female ejaculated all over your husband's face or your boyfriend's face, you've drenched them, you've super soaked them, welcome back. Drink some Gatorade, or get some with potassium. Grab a banana, eat a meal, light a cigarette, smoke a joint, chug a beer, take a shot, stab yourself in the face, take another shot. All right, hang yourself from the ceiling. There you go, via hooks in your back. Don't like kill yourself, but like hang yourself off the ceiling. Do a body modification. Do an extreme body modification. Give yourself horns. Welcome back. Welcome back. Everybody calm down. Relax. It's Wednesday. Let us get a sip of this bad boy right here. Congratulations if you've made it this far to the year. We're almost there. It's almost 2020. I can smell Mrs. Claus's draws right now. I can smell Santa Claus getting hard right now in a corner. Just fucking shadow stroking his cack. I can smell the reindeer urinating, and it smells like reindeer piss, and I'm excited about that. I'm gonna dab a little bit on my wrists, a little bit under my chinny chin to attract more reindeer, so I can be a leader of reindeers one day when I fully mature at the ripe old age of 120. That's neither here or there. Let's get right into it. It is Wednesday. Thank you for joining me once again. Many questions are asked every day. Many answers waiting. Many solutions waiting for us to figure them out, or point them out rather. And one beautiful question that came in, I'd like to start with this one, is how do I eat diarrhea ass? And thank you for that beautiful, wonderful question. Indeed, how does one eat diarrhea ass? So your girl asked you to eat her ass, but she just had a case of the old diarrhea, which is a really weird word to spell. But believe me, I'm not a great speller. Believe you me, I've misspelled diarrhea so many times. What are we doing? The double R, where does the H go? What are we talking? Nonetheless, the good old diarrhea, and she just wants you to eat her ass. Now, this is, if you're an amateur, I'd like to ask you to just leave right now. This is not for you. If you're one of these guys and gals, by the way, this is one of the things that I just want to get off my, if you use these two words in your vocabulary and you genuinely mean it, ick or cringe, the fuck out of here, all right? It's 2026, the fuck out of here. If you use the words ick, and if you're an adult, if you're a full-blown legitimate adult, ick and cringe, if you use these two words, that's okay. Just come out the closet. You're gay. That's all right though. Ick. Not giving me ick. you're a retarded 5-year-old. If I'm dealing with a retarded 5-year-old, then it's completely fine for you to use the word ick and mean it. And the same with cringe. These two, if you use the words ick and cringe, you're gay. And that's okay, we love them, but just come out already, all right? Quit beating around the bush. The holiday season is a great time to break it to your family that you're gay. And give me the ick. Your entire entity is the ick, all right? Your whole face is cringe, all right? The people that use these adults, cringe, give me the ick. You're retarded and you're gay, and that's all right. We love you, but just wanted to clarify. Yeah, so if you're like, oh, I don't eat diarrhea, it gives me the ick. Well, you're gay. You're gay, okay? And that's all right. We love you. But if you're a true gay, if you hold it down, if you're a true faggot out there, you know what it is, baby. You know what it is. Fucking gang shit. If you eat that ass and you're like, oh, my girl just told me to eat her ass, but she's got the case of diarrhea. How do I approach this? This that talk for the soldiers out there, bruv. When it comes to eating ass, diarrhea is just a little bit of a, what are we talking about? That's just a little bit of the rocky road. That's just a little bit of the old hurdle in the middle of your run. You're about to catapult yourself into the greatest area that's also beside the other greatest area in terms of topography, in terms of geography on planet Earth, and that is the vag and the anus right there. So you're like, oh, she got the old case of diarrhea. She only wiped. We don't have fancy money for that bidet. We were not that Hollywood couple that gets like 5 bidets. They get a bidet in their car, and that's all they talk about it while they're drinking their green juices. You gotta try the bidet while they're grabbing a green juice, you know, holding up the line at Starbucks. I like the mocha frappuccino pumpkin latte green with a dash of pumpkin latte. Spritz a little bit of the honey, sprinkle a little bit of reindeer nuts, and top it off with a little bit of raccoon ass. Can I get that one? Shaken. Shaken, not stirred, or stirred, not shaken. My name is, make it out to John Johnston, who likes to take care of his body and all the time. You gotta try the bidet, man. And he's drenched because the bidet's just spraying him in the face while he's making his order. Nonetheless, what are we even talking about? So if you're like, oh, I'm not that type of fellow, this show's for you. I'm not that type of lady, this for the real ones out there. It's for the fucking soldiers out there, man. Motherfuckers that hold it down in the trenches. So point blank, it's straight up, just go in there and eat that ass. Diarrhea or not, it's just clean it up. That's your job. That is your job, your duty. That's your duty. That's your duty right there. Own that duty right there. Own it. Eat that ass. Diarrhea or not. You're like, oh, she didn't clean it properly. Do I give it the old ick? Duty. Lick it up. Get in there. All right, so that's the way you do it. There's no fancy way. You could always, what I recommend is, of course, if you're a soldier out there, I'd recommend you carry a little pistol, a little water pistol with you. A lot of times people are like, oh, I've grown out of my youth and adolescence. I don't carry on water pistols. Well, that's what it's there for. Adults carry water pistols in case of emergency diarrhea, ass eating sessions. And you're like, oh, we don't have time for bidets. She can have a wet wipe right there. Right there. And then you go to town right there. All right? It's diarrhea ass time. That's what time it is. Soldier talk. With your chest out and shit. Eat it up. Don't have time for this now. Oh, she didn't wipe her properly. I'm gonna get doo-doo on my chin. Yuck. You're gay. You go in there and you submit yourself, all right? You put your head in there, you eat it, you clean it all up. Next thing you know, gut biome, stronger. Relationships, stronger. You know who's not getting a divorce right before Christmas? You, sir. You, madam. You. The one with the dirty asshole. That's right. It's not that dirty, but it's still a little musky. Gotta sprinkle a little bit of the old doo-doo on the old black hole. So that's how you eat it out. So you don't, and again, this is not for the, faint of heart. This is not for the weak. It's that raw shit. It's that shit that gets you. This is that raw black coffee, no sugar, no milk. Let's go. Real talk. But so thank you for that beautiful, wonderful question. That's how you do it. You just fully commit to it and you eat it like a man or a lady. All right? Like a true gentleman. That's how you eat diarrhea ass. You don't say, maybe we should try this later in the evening when we both showered. Eat it up. Another wonderful comment was made somewhere in the world at one point, and we happen to pick it up by simply listening. A lot of people like to put their ears to the floor and hear what the streets are saying. I like to just use my vag, and I just squat down and I do a suction cup. I do a suction cup with my vag, all right, on the pavement, and I pick up all the vibrations. And a beautiful question came in, and somebody had this on their mind, so we picked it up here. I'm gonna try to assist you as best as I can. I'd like to get my husband to come faster. Someone said that. Thank you for that vulnerable, straightforward, honest question. That is a concern. I get it. You're like, how do I get my husband to come quicker? You heard that. A lot of people like their husbands or their boyfriends to come later. Come later. Don't come now. Later. Keep going. This lady out here, true one, knows what it is. Get it done. Get it done quick. I'm talking 15 seconds straight up. G shit. Because you got to get out there and get after it. You don't have time for plowing for 36 hours. I want my husband to come faster, someone asked. You got to be proactive. I say that. You got to be proactive. That's one of my mottos. It's one of the pillars of this podcast, being proactive. If you want your husband to come faster, start getting him harder and get that pre-cum going quicker. The faster you get the pre-cum, the faster you're getting him to ejaculate anywhere you like. So if you're like, typically we have the sex in the evening, and I don't know that, I'm just guessing. It might be that you have sex in the morning, whenever though. Let's say you're having sex in the evening, that's kind of your routine. Start earlier. As soon as you see him in the day, when he's jumped out the bed, you grab that cock and you yank it a little bit, all right? Get him hard, but don't get him to come. He's gone off to work. He comes back. First thing as he gets through the door, hello, sweetheart, I'm home. What do? You're grabbing that cock right there, stroke, 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 getting him to get that pre-cum. So when you do go to town, when you're doing the old dirty dirt, when you're doing the old 69, the double-backed beast, then you'll get them to come faster, all right? Grip it hard. A lot of times, I wonder how I'm supposed to get it to come faster. Grip it tight. Do not be afraid of gripping that cock extremely hard. The grip must be tight. The tighter the grip, the quicker he'll come. Loose grip, you're gonna be there for hours, all right? Tight grip, tight. I want you to lift weights. On your downtime, I want you to pull trucks. On your downtime, I want you to find a baby submerged in a sinking car in a river somewhere. Pull the baby out fight the water, fight the force of the water, rescue that baby, build that grip strength, grip that cock hard, get him to come faster. Sucky, sucky. A lot of times people forget the power of the old sucky, sucky. You want him to come faster, use your mouth. Use your mouth and he'll come faster, all right? Quit wasting time on getting the lube out. You see cock, mouth is on top of it. Right there, all of it, all right? Deep throat, nuts and all. Get his taint in your mouth. That's how you get him to come quicker. Grip it tight, all right? You want rough hands. You want calluses on your hands, all right? Grip it and just yank it extreme. Do not be afraid of ripping it apart. If you're getting a little bit of blood, it means he is about to come even faster. So that's what you're looking for. A little bit of blood, calloused palms, a little bit of sandpaper. I would get a fine sandpaper, put it on the palm of your hand and grip and stroke. And that's how you get him to come a little bit faster. All right? Chew a lot of gum. chew a lot of gum so you build that jaw muscle, all right? Then put that jaw muscle to work. Teeth, tongue, everything. Make sure all of it is working, and that's how you get them to come quicker. If you're sitting down for a din-din, and you know the sex is gonna happen a few hours later, underneath the table, stroke city. Stroke city. Let me say it thrice. Stroke city under the table. That's what the table's been made for. Or else we wouldn't have tables. Use it, all right? A lot of times people have the equipment, have the material, have the means right in front of them. They're like, I don't know how to get it to come faster. Table, all right? Stroking underneath the table. Guests are there, doesn't matter. Table, stroke. You're welcome out there. Thank you for that wonderful question. It's the holiday season. It's the little things that count, looking out for one another. And I'm hoping that it's a little bit of, this little bit of, I don't want to call it advice or, street wisdom, whatever you want to call it. I hope it helps. And I'm glad you put that question out there. Thank you for opening up. Somebody else came in and asked, I stubbed my toe in front of my in-laws and now I look like a total bitch. How do I redeem myself in front of the old in-laws because of said stubbed toe? Interesting. This could happen to anybody. It could happen to the best of us. And the last thing you want to look like in front of your in-laws is a bitch. Good thing is there's always redeeming factors that could be applied to your situation, and you can actually come out of this looking like a fucking champ. So yeah, you stubbed your toe in front of your in-laws, you moaned, you got in the fetal position, you cried. They don't know the pain you're in. Maybe you've had a series of coincidental accidents throughout your entire life where you stub your toe. Maybe it's a weak toe. Maybe it just pinches a nerve. It's not even about the pain. It just triggers something inside your brain. You're messed up, man, and you're crying in the fetal position, and now they're judging you. You've been married for just a few months. What do they think of you? You're a bitch in their eyes. How do you redeem yourself? You're not, though. You're a strong person. They don't know your backstory. Don't let them judge you. Don't let them pigeonhole you. Your wife knows you're a winner. The point is, I would suggest you start by putting things in their way so that when they're walking, they stub their toe and they cry like a little bitch. I'm talking just random. If you've got like hardwood flooring, I would grab some material out of the shed, out of the garage, little pieces of wood, just nail them down at random places in and around their household or dwelling. So when they walk around, they stub their toe and they start to cry. And then there you go. That's when you come in and point out that people shouldn't cry over stubbed toes, all right? And they look like a bitch now. Another great way to redeem yourself is, of course, rescuing animals that are stranded in the wild. Take your family, your in-laws specifically, along for a ride-along. Find a stranded baby bear. Find a stranded, lost, bobcat, whatever you like. Make sure they're lost and in need of help. Help that animal in front of your in-laws. Make sure nobody else assists you in aiding the lost pet, whatever it is, pet alligator maybe, whatever the animal is, rescue it. It's a great redeeming factor. Rescue your wife. Make sure she's placed in a zone of danger, hopefully surrounded by criminals, gangbangers. Grab your in-laws, bring them to the location where your wife is being attacked by said gangbangers. Jump in there, rescue your wife, fully redeemed, no longer a bitch. Get your wife kidnapped. Sit down in front of your in-laws, conduct a hostage negotiation over Zoom with terrorists and kidnappers. Get the funds, pretend you're gonna pay the funds to the terrorists, kidnappers, kill them all on Zoom, live feed it, make an OnlyFans account while you live feed it, show it to your in-laws, rescue your wife, keep the cash you were gonna give to the terrorists and kidnappers, fully redeemed. You're no longer a bitch in their eyes. Have a baby with your wife. Get your wife to drink while she's pregnant. Have the baby come out fully retarded. Fix the baby via science in front of them, in front of the in-laws. You no longer look like a bitch. These are some redeeming factors that you could apply to your life in case you stubbed your toe in front of your in-laws and now you look like a bitch. I'm just letting you know. At the end of the tunnel, there's always a light. Sure, it's flickering, might even at times go out. You might get lost and go in the wrong direction. Try to pat yourself down for some matches. Always carry matches when in a tunnel. You don't carry matches because you are finding matches kind of like old school. Then I'd recommend get a lighter. Get a lighter. Have a lighter on your person. Find, maybe it's low on juice and it doesn't. The lighter goes out, and once again the lighter. The point is that the tunnel. It's only got two. The point about tunnels is what they should say. There's one way in and one way out, or both points of entry could be used as ways of going in and coming out. So really, just if you're in a tunnel, pick a direction and just head straight towards it. I mean, it's 50-50, really. That's what they should say about tunnels. Forget about the whole light thing. It's when you're in a tunnel, when once you found yourself in a tunnel, just walk straight in any given direction. Of course, one direction could lead to your death, the other, a long life of, longevity and fruitful endeavors. But I say go with your gut. Once in a tunnel, go with your gut. That's what they should say about tunnels. They never consider the blind, of course. There's always a tunnel. There's always a tunnel with a light at the end. What about the blind? You ableist sons of bitches out. There's always follow the light on the tunnel. Some people can't see. All right. Some people are fucking blind as bats. They got that sonar shit, but it's not good. It's not good. It's not good enough. Use the light. Now, I was thinking this to myself while contemplating life and all that it contains. And I said to myself, why are there only black holes? You've heard of scientists. You've heard of scientists, real scientists, men and women scientists. They say that they only talk about black holes. And I'm considering to myself, I'm asking myself, why are there only black holes? What kind of medieval times are we living in? There's only black holes out there. What happened to the other colored holes? All right. And if I'm not mistaken, last I checked, there are no lights in space, man. There are no lights in space. Everything's black. Outside is all black. And then they're saying that they're black holes. How are you seeing the black holes in a space that's already dark? Riddle me that one, scientists. Riddle me that one. Oh, there's a black hole. We got to get to it. What about all the other colored holes? If you can see the black holes, how come you can't see red holes? How come you can't see yellow holes? How come you can't see white holes? Is this got something to do with, oh man, why do we only have black holes? And I'm okay with having them. Black holes are lovely. I'm just wondering, why don't other communities get their holes? Why is it only that we only talk about black holes? In space. What about white holes? Don't whites deserve their holes in space? Brown holes? No pink holes? All it's got to be just black holes. It's all you've ever heard of since you were a wee lad. You got to be careful with the black hole. You never know what's gonna happen if you go inside. What about all the other colored holes? You sick, discriminatory, DEI hiring son of a bitch. Get other colored holes out there and get them recognized. And I'm glad that we have black holes, but it's time we recognize other colored holes out there. Plenty of colored holes out there. We shouldn't only focus on the black ones. What makes the black holes so great? Have you tried the white holes? Have you tried the white holes? You know what I'm talking about? And if you're trying to find these holes, wouldn't it be easier to look for a white hole in a black background as opposed to looking for a black hole in a completely blacked out background? You might as well give up now, because that's low-key kind of impossible. Low-key, whereas a white hole would be just drastically standing out, waving its little tiny arm. Of course, it's probably big, but from afar it looks tiny. But it's nonetheless, it's a beautiful white hole. It's got 2 arms, in fact. It's waving right at you. Come here. But you're, all I want to search for is black holes. I'm into ebonics holes. That's all I'm into. And I've only got one category and one kind of holes that I'm interested in. Get yourself acquainted with the rest of the holes. That's what you should be doing. That's my concern, and I want to see more colors. I want to see a little bit of variation. I think there's more to be discovered out there. So that was just a little bit on my mind. I want to get it off my chest. So thank you for listening. Feels good to let things out. Feels nice. Thank you. Let us rendezvous here in the great state of California, where a birthday party turned deadly. A birthday party for a child turned deadly. 4 people dead at a child's birthday party. Overall, boo to the death of the children and the birthday party that led to deaths. But low key, because you got to look at everything from different angles. We've all heard every generation comes in, I'm worried about the youngins being so soft and squishy. The youngins are so soft. Every generation does this. The generations that are coming up, they're just softer. Every generation did this. And we'll continue to do this. And it's one of those things. I don't know if we're, you've heard this. Generations is young folks are younger. Oh, the younger they get, the softer they get. Oh, what are we gonna do? But this is a great sign. This is one of the most gangster children out there. As a matter of fact, this year I can't recall any adult birthday parties that led to shootings and murder. There's this child, I don't know them, rest in peace to everyone who fell to gun violence, but nonetheless, there's a good sign in terms of indicating that children may not be as soft as we think they are. Maybe we can learn something from them. All the talk that we put up as adults, talking about tough and rough, and these kids are fucking blasting one another, or at least causing people to get to their birthday bash and pop off. All right? And a child's birthday party, if we're being completely honest, could be one of those places where you would want to pop off. It is. Come on. They don't know what you're doing there. They don't know the effort you got to put into it. That could be aggravating. That's one reason why somebody might pop off at a child's birthday party. They don't fully recognize the dedication, the sacrifices that you put, and the effort that it goes to throw a child. So I could easily see somebody popping off at a child's birthday party. All the attention is towards the children. Oh, get a fun house. Oh, get a hire clowns. No adult, get a clown for the children. You're not gonna enjoy, balloon animals. They're great for children, but like, how many adults really enjoy balloon animals? Are hardly any. So you see that, you get aggravated easily. You could just pop off on people. Slip and slide. Motherfuckers who manufacture them don't consider that maybe adults want to get on these slip and slides. They make them so tiny, and you're bigger than that, and you slip and slide and it rips in half, and everybody's like, oh, there you go, there's fucking Aunt Mary again ripping the slip and slide. She's got double D's, man. She's got double. What do you know? You don't think those double D's, beautiful fucking 42-year-old double D's, you don't think she wants to slip and slide? Aggravation leads to people popping off. So I could see easily how this could be an event where you just fucking lose it. All the music you play, probably appropriate for children, and who can stand that? Honestly? All the things they watch in the background. Let's entertain them with a video. And the video is like a cartoon made for specifically children, without leaving any breadcrumbs for the adults in the cartoons. And you're like, good God, you just want to jump out a window, and maybe you want to pop off on people. So a birthday party for a child is definitely an event where you might want to pop off. And again, hindsight, terrible that people lost their lives. On the other hand, it does show that maybe perhaps there is hope for younger generations, because again, Haven't seen any adults popping off at an adult birthday party. So there you go. Anecdotal evidence pointing to, hey, maybe this generation coming up is not going to be totally screwed the way others like to paint it out to be. So cheers to that. Children being hard. Gangster kids. Traveling all the way down to South America, we're back again in Venezuela. Venezuela. It is not looking good for Nicolas Maduro. No. Nicolas Maduro. It's not looking good. Don't know what to tell you. Airspace in Venezuela has now been, airspace is closed off. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing it means airspaces are closed, man. Self-explanatory. That means no more planes up in the Venezuelan airspace, because there's a lot of shit happening in South America. I think it's popping again. We're getting ready to, potentially things might be getting ready to like pop off. I don't know, but there's a lot of cartels. If you're dealing dope and drugs and shit, we're coming after you. And Venezuela, apparently I don't know, allegedly, narco leader. So Nicolas Maduro has been warned. Airspaces it's shut off. You can no longer fly planes, helicopters, kites, kiss them goodbye. It's donezo, gunzo. If you're flying kites, again, that's the entirety of airspace. Kites are gone. Balloons, helium balloons, also gone. All right, hot air balloons, also gone. Why? Maybe you're not paying attention. What did I just say? Airspaces are closed. No hot air balloons. Zeppelins, gone. Shut it down. Drones, shut it down. Birds that fly. Flight birds, shut it down. I'm talking seagulls. I'm talking eagles. I'm talking vultures. I'm talking, friggin' dodo birds, parrots. South America, probably parrots, shut it down, off limits. It's about to go, and it's not just Venezuela, but it's a lot of it is stemming from Venezuela, I believe. Allegedly, I don't know many things. I'm just trying to make sense of, trying to be of assistance in any shape or form. And that's the thing. Crazy shit's been happening all around the world. I just heard there's Brazilians and Colombians dealing cocaine internationally to the Middle East and Europe on ships with diseased cows, with smelly dead cows. That's right, apparently billions of tons of cocaine gets shipped on a daily. For like 20 years they've been doing this, apparently. So, it's Venezuela, but also the other ones are not helping either. The cartel, that is. Shipping cocaine with dead or diseased cows. And apparently people who look over the waters in different areas, whenever they pull these vessels, pull them to the side, despite the fact there's no side in the middle of the ocean or the sea, it's just they pull them over. They pull over. Pull where? Pull over. Wait, where? We're surrounded by, pull over. Surrounded by water. They pull over and then they open the vessel up, and as soon as somebody steps to check out the vessel, apparently the stench of the dead animals and the stinky diseased cows would just, nobody wants to look into the entire vessel. So apparently they got these grain silos for these dead or diseased cows, which stink up the entire place, and they hold billions of tons of cocaine in those silos for grain, and then they ship it off to the Middle East and Europe, and they're using diseased cows as decoys. I'm just letting you know things that I find out interesting. Interesting. So Venezuela, not looking good. Brazil with the dead cows, not looking good. Colombia, not looking good. So I think I don't know what's happening. I know that it's fucking watch yourself if you're in a ship right now. If you're in a ship and you're dealing cartel cocaine, watch yourself. Also, we might be doing that guerrilla jungle shit, which gets me excited because it makes for good movies like a few years after. Guerrilla jungle shit. Guerrilla jungle shit 1. Shit's never been more guerrilla or more jungle. Guerrilla jungle shit. I'm talking soldiers and with AI technology and drones, but low-key, more soldiers. AI drone jungle shit, deep in the depths of the jungle. This summer, he is AI jungle gorilla shit. Slow-mo painting his face. Slow-mo strapping himself with grenades. Slow-mo cutting narcos' necks with a giant knife. Slow-mo just depicting the jungle. Just slow-mo jungle scene. Never seen this slow-mo jungle shit. Slow-mo jungle shit. Slow-mo jungle shit 5. The jungle's never been more slow-mo. So yeah, man. But on the other hand, I did see Maduro dancing a week or two ago they took speeches of him and then they dubbed it on like music and he was dancing. It's kind of like an iteration of President Trump's dance, by the way, which made me ask him, like, does dancing to your own speeches set to music, does that fuck? It didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. You know what does fuck? Donald Trump's MRI's results fucking fuck. Never seen anybody better. 80, however many years old he is. Best results of an MRI. This MRI fucks. It does fuck. He's fucking rocking and rolling. So there you go. The scans check out. You check out. You're gay. I'm gay. You're straight. I'm straight. Pansexually speaking, that is. We're here doing a circumnavigation of the diameter. So let's wrap it up with Venezuela. Things might pop off. So I'm just letting you know. I don't know. He might be replaced. Who do we replace him with? I don't know. That's for you to decide. What else is going on in and around the world? Somebody had a question out there once again with the beautiful questions. Thank you. How do I let my lover know that I'm interested in group sex? Or better known as, how do I throw group sex on my lover? So you've thought about group sex, huh? You son of a bitch. Dirty son of a bitch out there with the, or a lady, you might be a lady, you might be a bitch. And you're thinking to yourself, how do I get my mans in the group sex? The group sexuals. The menage a group sex. How to throw your lover into group sex. How to bring it up. A lot of people want to like, oh, do I ask them? Do I kind of test out the waters and see, maybe start with a menage a trois and maybe see if they're willing to go with more people? Yeah, again, if you use the words ick and cringe in your vocab and you mean it, yeah, fucking take your time. But if you're a fucking soldier holding it down, you throw that shit upon them. You throw the sex party at your place, have them come back from work, open a door. It's already happening. You're already partaking. It's now up to put the onus on them. You know, you're participating, 20 other people are participating. If they want to be the odd person out, then fucking, I guess they're not committed to this relationship. There you go. Throw it upon, put them in a place where it's already happening. Don't be like, how do I let them know that I want the group sex? You throw it upon them. Surprise them. Is it their birthday? You know what they deep down inside they really want? Group sex. Give it to them. Free group sex for your lover's birthday. There you go. Of course, there are pros and cons of this. Neither of you really know what it is until you step into it. You might both enjoy it. You might both enjoy fucking in front of people, seeing other people fuck, taking turns fucking different people, all right? There is always a chance, once you do open yourself up to the group sexuals, that somebody might develop a taste for more of outer sexuals than inner sexuals, and you might be opening your relationship up to potential damage or separation. But if that's the door you want to open, that's how you do it. You don't fucking, oh, I wonder, do you want to have a discussion? You throw it into, what do you do when you want to learn swimming? When you want to learn swimming, you jump in the deep end, all right? You don't stay where it's just like, oh, this is good. My knees are wet. I guess I'm learning how to swim. No, you don't. No, you don't. You learn how to swim by going into the deep end. So that's what it is, all right? 100 people orgy, and you just toss yourself and your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend into the sitch, and you just take it head first. That's my whole, this is, I guess, taking things on head first. This is one of the underlying notions of this podcast, taking things on head first and leading with your head, leading with your cock. Lead with your cock, that's what I say. Or with your puss, if you're a biological female, that is, with your throbbing puss. What else is going on? I believe I heard of this 65-year-old man in New York got his pants set on fire on the subway. You're welcome to the 65-year-old man on behalf of the man or woman who set your pants on fire. Sometimes people wear hideous pants. You know what I mean? You've seen it out there. Ugh! Garbage, disgusting pants sometimes they wear. They just want to set it on fire. Most people don't. Most people just fucking idle along without pretending these are ugly, hideous pants. And then, but somebody was brave enough to set this man, 65-year-old, went to the hospital, set his pants on fire. Those pants no longer exist. Yeah. If you see ugly pants, what do? That's the age-old question. Do you just stand there and hope that, yeah, surely somebody else will come along and take care of these ugly pants? Yeah, somebody else will do. Or you take action. You rip it off them. You rip it off them yourself. Take initiative. Taking things on head first, cock batch first. Taking things head on. No beating around the bush. Ugly pants off. You're like, oh, they're too hard to rip off. You know? What, you can't find a pair of scissors, a little tiny, you know, Swiss Army knife with a little pair of tiny little scissors and just get to work? Cut them off? You can't do that? Can't rip them off? Not strong enough? Well, I've seen you rip other things apart. Can't rip off somebody's pants? That's how you do it. So this gentleman, despite the fact that the experience may be traumatic, he'll have loads of thankfulness to come afterwards when he gets himself some new pants that are not hideous on the eyes. Yeah, and this goes for other wardrobes too. If you see disgusting shirts, hats, you know, anything you don't like, if it's bothering you, rip it off, get rid of it. The individual will thank you later, of course. The trick is to not hurt the individual. That's always, you know, so it's a delicate art. It's a delicate art. In this case, I'm not quite sure if anything bad happened to the gentleman who was set on fire, but the pants are gone. If that was problematic, no longer is. Taken care of. Why? Dealt with head on. That's why. So, disgusting pants, fucking get rid of them. Problem, solution. How to plant compromising evidence. Somebody once asked that, and that is a great question. Thank you for being so forthcoming. How do you plant compromising evidence? It's very simple. Find the individual who you're attacking or you're targeting. Find a crime, whether it could be murder, it could be assault, it could be a robbery of sorts. Find evidence related to that crime. Remove it, take that evidence and place it on the said individual that you are targeting. Place it on their person. Call the authorities immediately. Say, oh, you know that robbery that went on 44 and 5th? I don't even know if that's a real place. It sounds like it. I believe it. 44th and 5th. You know that street. You know that intersection. Great crime that happened there, officers. Looking for the answers. I believe if you were to search, insert name, all right? If you search that person, you're going to find a lot of compromising evidence. You do this by getting up close and personal. Maybe you bump into them on the street, plant the evidence. Oh, mysterious suitcase. Bump into them, hand the suitcase, continue walking. Gone. Evidence planted, compromising evidence. All right? Is there a knife with blood on it and DNA? Take that knife, gift it to them. Put it in a box, ship it to wherever they live or their office or place of business. Have them open it up and grab the item. Have 911 on speed dial. Now they got their fingerprints all over the knife that's covered in blood. You just planted compromising evidence. Grab their hair, go through their garbage, grab their hair, and maybe a little bit of, have sex with them, and if you can, have sex with them. Steal their DNA somehow, their vaginal juice and or semen. Take it with you. Find a crime scene. Toss their DNA on top of the crime scene. You've just planted compromising evidence. These are some few basic methods that you could use to have a little bit of fun out there. All right? Classified information. You find it, you plant it on them. Go to their office, steal their laptop. Upload the info, call the authorities. You just planted compromising evidence. Want to stay completely away from them? Then you got to be really good with the tech. Simply upload the compromising evidence on their phone, on their laptop, and that's how you don't even ever make contact and plant compromising evidence. These are just some ways for the holiday seasons to spruce it up for yourself and have a little bit of fun. I hope that helps. Of course, getting the person to actually do the crime is the best way if you can actually get them to nudge them in a direction where you can actually get them to commit the crime. That way you can just record it, capture it on tape, have the authorities standing by, make the call, compromise evidence, book them. Have fun during the holiday season is all I'm trying to say. Thank you for that wonderful question. Thank you. A lot of people will say that there is how do I go about stealing her panties? Some people genuinely want to know how to steal her panties. This isn't an easy one because panties are typically covered by pants or a skirt. But it's not an impossible task. This is not Mission Impossible. You thought it is. Well, it isn't. It's not. How to steal her panties. If you can find a way to get her panties while she's not wearing them, and again, this question, although it was directed towards the ladies, the femmes out there, could also be directed to the males. Maybe there is some other femmes out there who'd like to steal his underwear, and that could easily be applied to both sex genders. But we're going to stick to the format that we were presented with, and that is, how do I steal her panties, her sweat-drenched panties, her, the one that she drooled a little bit with her vag inside, and it's built like a little bit of a thin layer of a crust. It's like a white, yellowish crust. And I like to steal that. Find her, get close with her. If you want to, honestly, if you get in a relationship with her, and if you steal her panties, she wouldn't even know you're stealing her panties. And that's not even really technically stealing her panties, because like when you're in a relationship, what's yours and what's mine is ours. So technically it's just the panties are missing. Oh, yeah, it just ended up in my pocket. So there you go. And that's you avoiding technically stealing the panties altogether. So best case scenario, if you want to steal the panties, get in a relationship with them. All right, get in a relationship with them. Technically, you can get away with stealing as many panties as you like. In fact, it might even be kind of a turn on. Low-key, yeah, sure, some days she won't have any panties to wear, but low-key, where are they going? It's lunchtime at your workplace, and it's in your mouth, man. You are soaking in the juice and letting it moisten up so you can kind of get the pheromones going again, and that's nice. But let's say you're not in a relationship. You can steal her panties when she's wearing a skirt. Much easier. Well, I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I'm just indicating it's much easier to steal panties or if he's wearing a kilt. You could switch it up. If he's wearing a kilt, much easier because it doesn't have any skirts and kilts. Those are a panty thief's best friend. So Get them to open up to wearing more kilts and skirts. That's what I would do. The pants, it would be great if they're like rippable pants, rip-off pants. You know, Champion sweatsuits, you know what I'm talking about, the ones with the buttons on the side? Get those, rip them off quickly, steal the panties, run, run, run! Congratulations, you stole your set of panties. When they're doing laundry, get in there when it's in the dryer. Steal a panty right there, boom. If she takes her panties to a laundromat, when she's not looking, steal it right there, boom, that's another way. Get in her home. When she's not there, of course. Be careful of her cats and dogs, and steal her panties. When she's on vacation, I would recommend when she's on vacation. It's the greatest way of not getting caught. When she's on vacation, or maybe he's on vacation. Again, ladies can partake just as easily. When they're gone on vacation, break into their home. And you can blame a break-in on anything these days. Anything. Hopefully they don't have motion sensors or cameras. But other than that, you get in their house and you steal their panties, and that's how you do it. But the best way to do it is when it's on their person and they've just come back from like a high intensity workout, so you really get the pheromones. Because if it's been through the laundry, then everything low-key smells the same. But that's how you steal panties. Putting your mind to it and taking it on head first. Thank you. Thank you for being so forthcoming and open and honest with your concerns. She buys underwear online, right? You steal it before she gets them. They arrive sitting on her porch, steal her panties, and you get no pheromones on that one. But technically, you stole her panties. Again, I'm just outlining ways of assisting you, and these are some methods that you could use to steal those panties. What else is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let's enjoy this. There's some noise coming from the outside. Let's enjoy that for a few seconds, for a few moments. Noises from the outside. Noises from the outside one this summer. What were the noises coming from the outside? Noises from the outside. It also hits during fall and winter time. Noises from the outside. Noises from the outside 27. Will they ever find out what the cause of the noise outside was? Innocent cleanup service? Or deadly nuclear AI? What's the noise coming from the outside? What's that noise coming from the outside 57? This thing's been going on for a really long time. It's been 120 years. Still have not figured out what the noise from the outside really is. This summer, like all the other summers, what's that noise coming from the outside? Could his voice get any manlier? Could it get any deeper? Could it get more raspy? What's that noise coming from the outside? 1,577. It's been centuries. We've still not detected. What's that noise coming from the outside? Innocent vacuum? Deadly robots. Deadly Chinese wolf robots. Chinese dwarf attached to a deadly robot. What's that noise coming from the outside? 2,522. It's been more than 2,000 years. We still haven't figured out what's that noise coming from the outside. How's this guy still alive? Is it AI? Genetic engineering? Was it even a real guy to begin with? What's that noise coming from the outside? 5,577. Turns out it was all in your head. There was no noise. You're fucked up, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what else is going on? Thank you for joining me once again. It is Wednesday. The Will Rob You Blind Company, a service that everybody's been seeking but not really been able to fine. Yeah, sure. You might have heard we'll rob you blind, but no one ever does it. Well, I actually made a company working with a team that will actually rob you blind. All right? Because a lot of times when they say, we've been robbed blind, have you noticed that these people who've been robbed blind, they're not even blind, man. They're not even blind. Most often the people that get robbed blind, they're quite capable of seeing, visually speaking, that is. They got retinas, they got eyelids, and they're like, oh, we've been robbed blind. Oh, you haven't. Oh, you haven't. You're a fucking phony. That's what you're a fucking wannabe. That's what you are. You're a fugazi motherfucker. Rob You Blind will actually go out there and rob you blind. Specifically talking about blind theft. That's right. We strategically zoom in and focus on the blind and steal from them. Hence, we can actually stand out here and say proudly, we present to you the first, the one and only Rob You Blind company. All right, we'll Rob You Blind. We'll actually go out there and steal from your blind. Whether it's a blind that you know, whether you want to yourself get robbed and happen to be blind, we'll rob you blind. All right, not like all these other phonies and like these fucking posers out there that'll pretend they'll rob you blind. We'll actually do it. We actually provided different services as well. It's different packages. We can rob you blind, as in if you've got a blind person or you yourself happen to be blind, we can rob you, and hence it's called We'll Rob You Blind. We can send out people who do the robbery while they're blind. Again, falls under the actual term. The logo, the mascot, the ethos of the company will Rob You Blind, and it is a company that not only robs the blind, hires the blind to rob from the blind. You know, they say the blind can't lead the blind, but they never said, ladies and gentlemen, and it's been written somewhere, if I can find it, the blind can rob the blind. So there you go. We're providing jobs for people who have been discriminated against for thousands of years, shunned by society, outcasts, neglected, forgotten, really. So yeah, professionals, trained professionals. This isn't one of those like blinds you'll see on the street with a little walker stick and a guide dog. No. These are fucking ninjas. These are blind ninjas. We've deprived them of the ability to interact with society and just trained them in a little Asian garden that I built with my bare hands that only took me 37 years. And we train them in an undisclosed location. And then we toss them out there in the public so they can rob you while they're blind. And we do provide another, again, this is A to Z. We provide all the services. Again, not like these fugazi fucking posers out there. Let me just remind you, we offer different services. We will actually, if you want, we can make you blind while we do the robberies. We'll rob you blind. You could be completely capable of seeing things, but once we get there and we get to work, our professional will ensure that you go blind, whether it's spraying stuff in your eyes, whether it's like holding a book really close to your eyes and making you read it for hours on end until you go blind, whether it's flashing your eyes with like really bright colors, like really bright colors, like lasers and shit. Lasers with like, with raccoons that have rabies attached to them, those kinds of lasers. AIDS lasers, those types of lasers. We'll flash them right in your retina and you'll go blind, and we'll rob you at the same time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that we could say proudly we present to you before this upcoming holiday season. So take advantage today. If you yourself are blind, you'd like to go blind, you know somebody who's blind and you'd like to rob from them, the We'll Rob You Blind company is here for you and your loved ones. Please tell somebody you love today. Share this experience. Tell your family and friends. Enjoy responsibly. Thank you. Got the best MRI. You know who doesn't have really good MRIs? Moderna doesn't have good MRIs, although maybe got an M. No RI. I got the best MRIs. Nicholas Maduro. No letters. What are we even talking about? It's motherfucking Wednesday. That's what that is. A Russian fitness coach, Dmitry, I forget his last name, to be honest with you. First name Dmitry, 30 years old, Russian fitness coach, dead because of binge eating. At face value, this can be taken as just a, random act of, extreme fitness routines gone wrong. Or it could be a symbolic representation of what is happening to Russia right now under Putin's leadership, previously to what has been going on in and around the world. Russia was, doing well respected. It's good before the war. Now that the war has gone on for some time, for too long, some say too long. I think their resources based upon this, it's becoming depleted. They used to, before the war, they used to have some of the best fitness coaches out there. Now their fitness coaches are dying at 30, showing extreme signs of weakness that directly both is correlated and perhaps caused by poor leadership. Before this you had fitness coaches from Russia that would, train bears. That's how, a lot of times people think that the Russians train with bears to get the benefits of the bears training with them. No. Before, it used to be Russians training bears. The war has depleted resources, and now these trainers are falling to their death at the ripe old age of 30. All he had to do was apparently gain 50 pounds or lose 50 pounds, and he did this, and he died. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Putin's also claimed that he said that we don't want to go to war with Europe, but if Europe wants to pop off, we'll pop off. So things are, who knows what's happening. He said that the European leaders may have been sabotaging peace talks that the President Trump and the admin have been trying to implement. Who knows what's happening? The point is, I'm just looking at the facts. I'm seeing a 30-year-old fitness coach. Before war, he would have been thriving. During war times, I can see that, again, resources depleted, he's dropping off dead. Directly correlated with Putin and the overall well-being of the Russian economy, maybe. I would say that if we were going to make a move, now's the time to make the move. Now that they're extremely weak because their fitness coaches are dying at the ripe old age of 30, we move now. Of course, I know nothing about anything, so maybe we just fucking sit tight then, sit tight. Or we move now. Or maybe that's what they want us to think, that they got really weak fitness coaches. Look at us, this is a weak, look at the weak fitness coach. Maybe it's the time you want to bring in the forces. Sound a little bit German, more so German than it did Russian, nonetheless. Davai, Proshki, and so on and so forth. So that's happening. But I do gotta admit, you gotta give it up when it's gotta be given up. If I'm seeing fitness coaches, if you're not dying, then I'm not buying, If you're not trying, then I'm not crying. And if I'm not crying, I'm not even really working out. You know what I'm talking about? So this guy, at least, he died for that shit. He died for the fitness. Maybe he got so fit he died. And that's what happens, man. That's the ultimate point of fitness. If you're not dying at the end of it, then what even is, I really like to work hard and get really close to this is gonna be, I'm sweating a lot, I might even throw up. This guy died. The best coach, one of the best coaches out there, Dmitry, rest in peace. Yeah, man, you wanna fucking push yourself. And if you're not getting close to death and fucking high-fiving the Grim Reaper and maybe, having a little chat with Jesus and then coming back, you're not really working out. And I'm here to tell you that you should just fucking quit today. You should just fucking quit. Call it a day with your barely, touching death workouts. Deadly workouts, that's the way to go. Push yourself, binge eat, and then do an extreme diet, and then combo that with, lots of substances, all of it. People like to tell you to get your blood work. I say, skip it, If it's in a vial, put it in a syringe and stab yourself anywhere in the body, really, anywhere. I recommend the eyeball or the ears. That's the best way to get the juice in your butt. Eyeballs or ears, eyeballs or ears. Once again, eyeballs or ears. Unless you really want to go fucking, if you really want to fucking grow, then it's straight into the genitalia. That's, if you really want to grow, whether you're female or male, straight into the labia, straight into the tip of the old cack. And that, my friends, is how you fucking fitness. Hardcore shit, that is. Again, if you're like, oh, I don't know, that's a little ick, you're gay, and that's all right. While we're on Russia, I do want to say that I've noticed there was a Fabergé egg that just went for like 22 million pounds, 22.9 million pounds. Fabergé eggs. Peter Carl Fabergé from the Fabergé factory, Fabergé jewelry family factory. They used to make jewelry, apparently, way back. For the Russians, for the Russian czars. Nicholas II ordered this particular Fabergé egg for his mum because he was a mama's boy. That's what he wanted to impress his mother. So he had this Fabergé egg made for his mother, and it's all filled with like 5,000 crystals or diamonds. Inside of it is a little outside theme motif is winter, frost, snowflake. Inside, it's like a basket filled with like flowers, which represents spring. Why did I bring this up? I don't know. Do you want to put a Fabergé egg up your ass or your vag? If so, then look forward to paying more than 22.9 million pounds for that shit. I'll tell you that one. Fucking, it's expensive. God damn. Apparently there's only 50 of these bad boys left on planet Earth. Roughly 43 remaining that are, legit. Mostly in museums. Some people buy them as collectible items. So expensive though for an egg. I mean, what do you do with it? It's just like, even if you own it, what do you like? This is great for like money laundering. Other than that, it's like, what are you gonna do with it? It's like one egg, one piece of jewelry. What are you gonna do with it? Kegel exercises. I mean, other than that, it's not much utility. I mean, like jewelry, at least you can wear. This thing's fucking, spherical. It's gonna fucking tip over, fall, and break. Ugh. Yeah, money laundering. That's probably what it's good for. Anyway, the point is that we're here today. We're here today, and hello. An Afghan man got publicly executed by the Taliban for allegedly having killed 13 people. I don't know how true any of the allegations are, but he did get publicly executed. I don't know if he actually killed 13 people. I'm not there. I don't know these things. That's the fucking Taliban. Who knows? And by the way, they're back in charge of Afghanistan. So that's fantastic news for the Middle East. But like low-key, again, gives us an in the future. But nonetheless, this man got publicly executed. I guess I'm taking this time to talk about publicly held executions. Yay or nay? Yay or gay? Yay or hey? Nay, hey. Public executions, we don't do them, they do them. It's, it's a great first date idea. If you're like, oh, I don't want to do the typical thing, what do I do with my chick? Public execution. Nothing gets the puss wet like a good old-fashioned, and again, emphasis on old-fashioned public execution. It was held in a soccer stadium, I think filled with thousands of people. They said, don't bring guns, don't bring cameras, don't bring cell phones. No one listened because the images are out. Somebody got publicly executed. Should you have them? Should you not have them? Sure. Some might say that it might impact the psyche of the people that get exposed to this medieval act, a barbaric act, and it might be ick or cringe. What does that do to the human brain, to the people who see this? Does it become normalized? Does it become, I don't know, man. If they're charging, they should charge. If they're not charging people, you should, because that's, you gotta play with what you got. That's what it is. Charge people money, sell tickets at least, sell tickets, bring a couple of bands in, have a little bit of music. Of course, if anybody is caught enjoying the music, they too will be publicly executed, which would clear out a whole bunch of people. I mean, that's public executions. I mean, sell tickets. At one point, you should probably have the people who are attending. Could they partake? Question for the Taliban: could people who attend the public executions partake in, like, is it stoning? Could you, if I show up and want to be like, what are we doing today in Kabul? Could we throw the stones ourselves? I'm asking to the wider global audience: are we perhaps ready for public executions? Putting it out there, could be entertaining, Could be entertaining. Somebody murdered your loved ones, raped or assaulted them, public execution, sell tickets, play music, laser show, chuck daggers to their forehead from afar. So yeah, that's, again, a great first date idea. If you're celebrating an anniversary, it's great to take your wife or your husband there. Children's birthdays, if they're, not toddlers, of course. We don't want to be, but like low-key, as soon as they hit 13, I think you should probably, let them know what's up. Great graduation gift to your children. If you're like, oh, you're going off to college, university, I didn't know what to get you. Here you go. Take us to the old public execution event. It sucks, of course, if the person that's getting executed doesn't die and it like lingers. You know what I'm talking about, like something goes wrong. Like if let's say it's hanging, let's say it's public hanging, and this guy's just been fucking doing traps. He's been exercising his neck. He's fucking running 20 miles a day, chin-ups, pull-ups, bodyweight exercises, dumbbells, kettlebells, Pilates. He's stretching. He's doing yoga. He's doing neck exercises, Mike Tyson neck exercises, the one where you like rotate backwards, you put yourself in a pretzel and just fucking walk on your neck. You've seen that one. He's got this huge neck. In fact, the only body part he's actually ever worked on is neck. He's just pure neck, no other muscles. Lean body overall, but just massive traps in neck. And he's just hanging there on the fucking rope for like, how long do you wait now? Is it better to have somebody like that? Because now at least you're getting your money's worth. You're at a show. It typically would end in a few minutes. This guy's been hanging for 75 hours. What is going on? He's not even dehydrated. Good God. What if you stone him? What if you stone him and you got bad aim? You just nick him every time. You nick him. You keep nicking him. Sure, he's bleeding a little, but he's not dying. How long can you wait for your arm's going to get sore? God, these are all the things to take into account. Of course, public executions, yay or nay, I'll leave it to the public. Pretty embarrassing if you like shit yourself, by the way. Last moments of, you publicly executed, about to get executed, and from the nerves, you just shit yourself right in front. Oh, that's embarrassing. That sucks. On a bright note, on a great piece of news that just caught my attention and is just satisfying in so many ways, because I saw this and it was just so heartwarming. This doesn't happen to too many people, but a beautiful California homeowner just had a 500-pound bear get up in the crawl space, and congratulations, sir or madam, I don't know who the homeowners are, but congratulations, now you have become a proud owner of a 500-pound bear. Typically, when it comes to love, occupation, talent, it's not really you that chooses them, it's that they choose you. They say that about love. They say you don't choose love, love chooses you. You don't choose your occupation or your vocation or your calling, it calls upon you. Could also be like the homeless guy behind the dumpster that's fucking calling you. It could be that, so just head down, keep walking. And in terms of bears, they say that you don't call the bears call you. Now you got a bear on you that's 500 pounds, so cute, so fucking cute. If they weren't so deadly, I'd want to hug them and just fucking wrestle with them. But now you got a baby bear. You got a 500-pound baby bear in your crawl space. You're gonna have to keep that thing fed. I would recommend start feeding your babies to you got a 500-pound bear. Start feeding your babies to the bear. Yeah, because they eat a lot, man. They eat a lot. If you got babies, feed the babies to the bear. You're like, I only have limited amounts of babies. I don't know what to tell you, pal. Get more babies with your wife or your husband. Make more babies. Feed them to the bears. Get one of those. Get a chain. Put them on a chain. I've seen the circus do this with bears. Typically, when a bear chooses you, they want you to chain them up. So chain the bear. I saw that the bear was tagged on the ear. So this is a known bear. This is not an unknown recluse bear. This is not a ne'er-do-well of a bear. It's not some vagabond bear, you know. It's a familiar bear, but it's chosen your family. So now you got a bear. Put him on a chain. Feed the neighborhood kids to the bear. Charge money to have people come visit the bear. Make the chain long enough so he can go out and like walk around a little bit, but then come back. Don't make it too long, of course. You don't want the bear going off into the middle of the road, causing accidents. That's not good. Bring honey to the bear. Start beekeeping, because that's, you know, better to get your own honey. Better to get the bear involved. As a matter of fact, you and the bear in a beekeeping outfit. How fucking adorable is that? Go viral. Open up an OnlyFans with the bear. Have the bear ejac on you if it's female. Have it stand in a corner and flick her bean and have it squirt on your face. Drink the squirt juice out of a cup and then don't swallow. Spit it back into the bear's mouth. Once again, this sort of stuff does not happen too often, but congratulations to the California family. And that goes to show you that magic does exist. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take things on head first. Peace out. Get out of here.